Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Northampton Township Board of Supervisors meeting. It is Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and a moment of silence. We'll be thinking of the horrible flood victims in Texas this month and thinking of their families. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Before we get started, just as a reminder, there's two opportunities for public comment this evening. The first opportunity are for agenda items only. If you'd like to speak on an agenda item, please sign in the back of the room, and we'll recognize you to the podium. There's also a second opportunity for public comment, which will be at the end of the meeting. If you'd like to speak then, please, again, sign in the back of the room, and we'll have an opportunity to call you to the podium as well. So are there any public? There's no public comment for the agenda items, so we'll get right into the consent items. Approval of the minutes. Paula?
Okay, Mr. Chairman, if there are no objections, I request that the minutes of June 6th be approved by unanimous consent.
Any comments on the minutes?
No.
Thank you, everybody. Accounts payable, Kim?
Yes, I have the bills list for July 9th, 2025. Total all funds, $1,578,188.35. I also have the bills list for July 23rd, 2025. Total all funds, $1,219,067.82.
Thank you, Kim. We have two other items in the consent items. First one is a grant application. Barry?
Sure, thanks, Adam. So the application is actually for $1,834,000 on grant funding that we're requesting. The township actually requesting a waiver of the 30% matching for this. So the total project, we're looking at $1,008,000. It's basically new sidewalks. This is phase 3 of the sidewalks of downtown Richboro. And we're completing the sidewalks along the Tannard Road, Pondview Drive, and we're making it's a much more complicated section of the sidewalks. That's why it costs a little bit more money. But from a public safety standpoint, we think it makes a lot of sense. So in total, the grant is $1,008,000, but we're requesting a waiver of the 30%.
Okay, thank you, Barry. And one other consent item, pavement markings. Bob?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On July 17, 2025, the township received 2 bids using the pen bid system for 2025 pavement marking projects. The bid includes the application of pavement markings for the following township roads as part of the 2025 paving project: Lower Holland Road from Lark Drive to Holland Road, Middle Holland Road from Holland Road to Buck Road, the entire length of Addisville Way, and East Holland Road from Grant Drive to Old Jordan Road, and also 2 sections of Temperance Lane. The lowest of the 2 bids was Traffic Lines, Inc., for a total between base and alternate of $120,873.60.
Okay, thank you. If there's no questions, can I accept a motion for all the consent items as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Did I miss one?
No, just want to make it clear that we're only awarding the base bid for Traffic Lines, Inc. for $106,473.
I apologize. I removed the alternate bid.
Clear on the record.
Thank you. I apologize.
You're
The
okay with
alternate
the
bid is
motion
being
still?
stricken. Yes.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Paula?
No.
Kim?
No.
Barry?
Nope, okay.
None for me. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have a traffic signal installation at St. Leonard's Road. Bob?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On July 17, 2025, the township received 4 bids using the pen bid system for the new traffic signal and intersection improvements at St. Leonard's and Newtown Richboro roads, and intersection improvements associated with 2 recent Green Light Go grant awards. In addition to the new traffic signal at St. Leonard's Road, the intersection at Newtown Richboro and Holland, and Newtown Richboro and Rockway Spring Garden Mill will receive ADA sidewalk upgrades. pedestrian push buttons, and new signal heads. If I may make a motion?
Please.
I move to award a bid of $1,119,208 from T. Sheffer Contractors Incorporated of Doylestown, Pennsylvania, for a new traffic signal at St. Leonard's Road and Newtown Richboro Road, and other intersection improvements at Newtown Richboro Road and Holland Road, and at Newtown Richboro Road and Rockway Spring Garden Mill Road.
Have a motion, is there a second?
No, I'll second that.
Have a motion, a second. Any further comment, Bob?
I would just say that surprisingly, there was some controversy about this and things I heard from the township residents regarding possible traffic issues. I will say that upon further investigation, there have been 69 reportable accidents in this area in the last 10 years. So this is purely a safety issue. I would be shocked if it actually had negative traffic impact, but in any event, the top priority is safety.
Thanks, Bob. Paula?
Yeah, our population is growing so much, and the traffic is heavier, so I think it's a great idea.
Thanks. Kim?
And especially, too, that our police have gone out for 92 calls to that area in the last 5 years. So not necessarily an accident, but it is a problem section. I think we really have to do this.
Thanks, Kim. Barry?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, actually. I think it's going to be a great thing from a traffic flow standpoint. It's been in the works for a number of years. We've been getting funding for it. It's been approved. And it's going to be just a much easier way of making that left-hand turn there. Plus, a lot of people coming from that side of town over to, Tyler Park, things like that, it's going to be much easier. So a huge improvement, I think.
Thanks. I do know that this intersection meets multiple sets of criteria that PennDOT has set out to have a traffic light, not just one of the many that they have. It meets checks a lot of the boxes, unfortunately, but I think this will also help the safety in that area. The other thing is that the 3 traffic lights, the one at Holland Road, the one at Rockway, and then the new one at St. Leonard's, they will cooperate with each other. They'll all be GPS timed so that although they're not physically connected, they're working on the same time clock. So that helps the traffic flow. That's something that is not presently there. That's part of this upgrade. So, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, we have our reports. Kim?
Yes, first I have the Senior Center. Hey, join us September 24th for a trip to Hunterton Hills Playhouse in Hampton, New Jersey to see Never Too Late, a comedy about a man in his 50s who finds out he's going to be a father again. Tickets go on sale August 5th. On October 8th, join us at the Ace in the Hole Club at the Brownstone in Paterson, New Jersey for a tribute to the Ed Sullivan Show. Tickets available starting August 18th. The AARP Safe Driver course will be held August 15th, 22nd, and 29th from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Improve driving skills, review rules of the road, and save on car insurance. Sign up at the center. On Tuesday, August 19th at 11:30, Bucks County Register of Wills, Linda Bobrin, Esquire, will give a presentation on wills, probate, inheritance tax, and estate planning. Stop in or contact the center for information about these programs or any other happenings at the center. And now Parks and Rec. After a very rainy June, our concerts have been delayed. July has delivered good weather, and our concerts are happening. Parks and Rec made the decision to postpone concerts rather than move indoors to the Welsh Gym, as well as was done in past years. And residents have expressed their appreciation for enjoying live music outdoors. Earlier this month, about 250 residents enjoyed the July 11th performance by Devlin, and an even bigger crowd came out for the Jamison-based Cherry Lane Band last Thursday. The summer concert series continues to bring out the community every week. This week is a busy one with 2 concerts. Last night, Class of '84 performed, and a local favorite, Midlife Crisis, will hit the stage tomorrow. All concerts begin at 7 at the Municipal Park and continue to bring out a great community crowd. There will be food trucks, and it's a lot of fun. Just bring your chair. Lastly, we built them and they came. The new pickleball and basketball courts have been buzzing with activity. Since the weather has gotten better, we've seen an average of 600 users per week, and it's trending upward. Thank you to the Board of Supervisors and the Parks and Rec Board for their unwavering support in making this project a reality. And also our hockey rink, which Bob is really happy about.
I was waiting for that. Yes, let's not leave the hockey out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the basketball.
Yeah, all right. Let's see. Just a reminder, discount tickets are available for popular summer attractions and AMC Regal movies. Tickets can be purchased at the Administration Building, Recreation Center, and Senior Center. Call ahead to confirm availability, 215-357-6800. Limited preschool openings remain for the 25-26 school years. Call the Rec Center at 215-357-5396, extension 313, to schedule a tour or register today. For all things Park and Rec, visit www.northamptonrec.com or contact the Parks and Rec office. And that's all I have.
Thanks, Kim. Just one quick side note on the pickleball courts. I just wanted to give a shout out to all the residents that contacted all of us, either by email or phone, and said, hey, we really want pickleball courts. I mean, we heard that for quite a while, and I think we all wanted to do it. We just had to figure out how to do it, and I'm glad we finally got it off the ground. It seems like a great success. So thank you to all those that kept the heat on us a little bit. It was okay. Next up, Paula.
Okay, I have the library report. Wanted to talk about the strategic plan update. The new library website design is just cruising along. On Tuesday, yesterday, the 22nd of July, the website committee and the staff met virtually to see the first beta version of the website. And they received training on how to manipulate and go into the back end for the regular maintenance and their changes of the website. Our anticipated go-live date is at the end of August, possibly early September. Okay, and the library is expecting to celebrate all this fun stuff with the community, launching, in other words, we're going to be launching the branding, the logo, and the website at the end of the summer. Okay, speaking of the summer, the library kicked off an amazing opening to the Summer Quest 2025, which is the children's reading group. We're hosting hundreds of kids and teenagers as they participate in the annual summer reading program. For our next family program, Elmwood Park Zoo is bringing their Zune on wheels on Saturday, August 2 at 1 p.m. And it's a great family time if you want to come bring your family. And then I wanted to talk to you, everyone, about the Veterans Advisory Commission. Okay, there's a few things, but there's a fundraiser. It's going to be held at Giuseppe's Restaurant on September 25th at 6 o'clock. And it's going to help fund the wreath-laying celebration that we have over at the local Union Cemetery on December 6th. So that the fundraiser is September 25, though, at Giuseppe's. Okay, and we're proudly celebrating Veterans Day with the ceremony at the Star School Center, and that's on November 8th, which is a Saturday. It's before the actual Veterans Day, and it's at 11 a.m. And hopefully by the next meeting, it'll be on the agenda. We're going to welcome a new board member, but it has to be on the agenda for next time. So we'll do that then. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. Before I hit Bob, just I saw a few extra people have walked in. If you plan on making a public comment at the end of the meeting, please make sure you sign in at the back table under public comment, and we'll recognize you then. Or you're welcome to just sit and listen. Bob.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Time for my monthly PFAS update. There is some news to report. Phase 2 of the project is expected to receive bids in August. It is out to bid with an anticipated award in September. I would note that this part of the project is funded entirely by Penvest, as I've referenced in previous reports. Any property owners in Phase 2 who choose to connect, it is not mandatory, but if you choose to connect, the connection is entirely at no cost to you. And those of you who are unable to wait for my monthly reports really should go to the municipal authority's website. That is at nbcmatoday.org. It has a tremendous amount of information. There are tabs related to what they call the Navy project and general projects. Touching on those on behalf of the authority, I would say that the Buck Road project involving the closure of the bridge is anticipated, although it's begun, the bridge is still open. The actual closure is anticipated to occur in approximately 2 weeks. So to keep apprised of what's going on with that project, if you can't wait for the report, please do visit the website. I know the executive director is always happy to field phone calls, but a lot of times the information he is offering in those calls is available at your convenience at any time if you do check the website. That's all I have.
Great.
Thanks, Bob. And I believe, Bill, you're going to mention a little bit about that in your report, the bridge closure. Barry?
Sure, thanks, Adam. So from a zoning hearing point, there was a meeting on July 14th, and there's a larger development being planned on 20 Road. It's basically a day camp today, and 12-lot subdivision was approved there. So it's gone to the zoning hearing board, it's been approved for the variance there. It still needs to go to the planning commission and come back to this board. But I know a lot of local residents had questions about it, things like that, and it's still in the very early stages. But I just want to make sure people are aware that that variance did get approved for a 12-lot subdivision on 20 Road. And right now, it's currently a day camp for children. The planning commission meeting for July was canceled. The next meeting is going to be in September 8th. The other projects happening in town is the Bucks County Roses on Buck Road. That project is going through some administrative things now, but I would think sometime September, October, we'll see some activity on Buck Road for that development. That's going to be some nice larger houses, about 12 houses being built there. And also the Mill Race Inn is being developed also. They're also doing some administrative work there, but once that gets done, that would be very good. Tonight, during our consent items, we talked about sidewalks. One of the things I want to bring to people's attention is the Ironworks Creek Sidewalk project. That's the project right now, which is in across the street from Manhattan Bagel and Rita's and the old Wawa. There's been a lot of construction activity on there. That project started in April, and now one side of the road's completely done. It's a major project that involved a lot of stormwater management, a lot of building up the sidewalks and the wall there, but that whole side is done, and now they're moving to the other side. Prior to that work being done, it was a very, very dangerous area for children and adults to walk along the road there, because you literally had to either walk on inside between the guardrail and the road. It was very dangerous on the side that's done now. Now it's much, much safer. And on the other side, you had to walk on the guardrail and a very narrow path below a creek, and which was very dangerous. And that's being repaired too. So very happy about that. The project, believe it or not, cost almost $1.8 million. But the township administration was very successful, and we got about 80% funding for that. So that was a very good project that was done. Very happy to get all the sidewalks done. Another thing I just want to bring to people's attention is at the golf course, there's a lot of activity happening at the golf course right now. Golf revenue is actually up 52% since when the township bought it in 2019. So, when we bought it in 2019, the golf revenue was about $1.7 million. Now it's over $2.5 million just for golf revenue. Rounds of golf was 40,000. Now it's over 55,000. So it's a very significant activity there. One of the things that's happening in the golf course is if you're coming down the main road to the golf course, you'll see that on the outside near the crystal rooms are 2 new additions outside. There are going to be gardens going to be added so people can have wedding ceremonies outside. There will be 2 gardens being currently added for both sides. We're seeing a lot of people now, as opposed to going to a church and a separate place for a wedding ceremony, they're going to one destination place and they want to do both. And this way, the Northampton Valley Country Club will be able to do both services at the same time, and actually you'll have 2 venues to do it. They'll have the Northampton room to do it and also in the Crystal room. So it's just a great addition. All the costs associated with that is being paid for by the proceeds from the golf course. So it's a huge investment there. What we're seeing there so far now, of all these changes, wedding bookings through June of 2025 are up actually 35%. So that's just working out very, very well. So very pleased with the golf course. The last thing I'll mention is my favorite topic, and my favorite topic is full-day kindergarten. Full-day kindergarten has been fully approved. Thank you for the board members that approved it at the school board district, the administration. They did an outstanding job on that. It's starting in September. So all those children that went to half-day kindergarten, which half-day was like 2 hours, it's ridiculous. Now they're going to a full 6.5-hour program starting in the fall of 2025. All the curriculum's been developed, all the teachers been hired, the classroom's been set up, and everything's ready. So I give my hats off to the school board who are getting that done, who approved it, also to the administration getting that done. It's going to be a huge hit. I'm very proud. One of my grandchildren, Lily, she'll be going to Richboro Elementary School. So she's very, very excited about that. So it's a huge hit, so very happy about that. That's all I have, Adam. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. From me, just one issue on public safety. In July, the emergency services, police, fire, and EMS, we responded to 3 very serious pool accidents in our township. Some of them didn't really end very well. They were very difficult. We have a lot of pools in our township, and I just want to remind folks with a pool, make sure that you're always watching the pool. Make sure your gate alarms work. Make sure your door alarms work so that no one can wander out without you knowing about it. We have a saying, if everyone's watching the pool, no one's watching the pool. Assign somebody to watch the pool at all times, especially if you're having a party or something like that, to make sure that, that the pool is safe. I have actually heard this week that there are services you can hire. A lifeguard will come if you're having a big party at your house, and you can have somebody stationed at your house to just keep an eye on the pool. I know it sounds crazy, but I can also tell you we had 3 pretty serious incidents this month. So take a look at that. If you have a pool, the Consumer Product Safety Commission has some really great resources online. If you go to cpsc.gov, and you can find some really good information about how to make your pool safer. Like I said, we have a lot of pools in Northampton, so be aware of that. Next up, manager's report, Bob.
Just one item this evening. Over the next 60 days, residents will see something that will baffle them. That is PECO digging up the newly paved Newtown Richboro Road. Now, I want to make it clear, the township has nothing to do with this project. The township does not own Newtown Richboro Road. The township did not pave Newtown Richboro Road. This is a clear lack of coordination between the electric utility and the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, and I put more blame on PECO than I do on PennDOT. But the project is involving the replacement of gas mains. They will be upgrading 4-inch gas mains to 8-inch, which they tell me will increase capacity in the line, which is a good thing. The project will start just east of 2nd Street Pike, go across the fire station property for approximately 1,300 feet. They will be digging 2 test pits, which they've already done if you've paid attention to what's going on out there, to find the other utilities in the street, and then they will be trenching the road, i.e. digging a trench and replacing the line. There will be minimal disruption in service for customers. There are 2 parts of this project. The other is a 1,600-foot section in and about the area of Fur Drive and Newtown Richboro Road. I don't have exact location. They didn't give us an exact marker, but it is another section that they will be doing. They'll be working from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. weekdays, and they are being required by PennDOT, and this is a bit of good news, to repave the street from one side to the other. So that is something that PennDOT, I guess, said, we just paved the road. You can't just dig it up. We're going to require you to repave the whole thing again. And PICO agreed to that. So if you see work out there, I'll emphasize again, it is not the township that did this. I know we may get some calls. It is clearly PICO being PICO. So that's all I have tonight.
Better now than in the winter.
Better now than in the winter.
Thank
That's
you,
correct.
Bob. And on the good traffic news, Mr. Wirt, Assistant Manager's report.
I'll follow up with that. To follow up on Supervisor Salzer's comments about the Buck Road Water and Sewer main relocation project, we are mirroring everything that the authority is putting out on our website. We are also sending news blasts out as we get them from the authority. So you can also sign up for our page to get updates. We have, as we mentioned a couple months ago, we launched a capital projects page. This is under the Holland improvement projects. So every update we get from the authority about this project, it'll also be mirrored and listed on our site as well, so people can get it both locations. On the screen in front of you is the road detour for this project. That's the construction's underway, but in a couple weeks they will be starting the closure at the bridge location only. So everything will be open to the businesses all the way up to the bridges. We have also been coordinating with the school district, so they're aware of this and making accommodations as required for them. So the moral of the story is sign up for our notifications about updates. It'll be, this first round will be, once they close the bridge, it'll be closed until mid-November approximately, but construction will continue through the year into next year, and then right behind it will be the PennDOT's project to replace the bridge. So unfortunately, it will be a problem for motorists for at least next year and a half, 2 years, but we'll all do what we can to get through it and provide the updates as best we can.
Thanks, Bill. Solicitor's report, Joe.
Thank you. The minutes of the meeting should reflect that the Board of Supervisors met in an executive session immediately prior to this evening's meeting. Present for that executive session were the 5 members of the Board of Supervisors, the Township Manager, the Assistant Township Manager, the Township Engineer, and me. 2 matters of pending litigation were discussed, and 1 personnel matter was discussed as well. No official action was taken on any of those matters during the executive session, and no official action was required at this evening's meeting as a result of the executive session. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Amanda, Engineer's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no report tonight.
Thank you. Go to public comment. Bill's going to get the list. Thanks, Bill. All right. First up, Eric Lehman. Hi, Eric. Just state your name for the record, please, and that you are a resident.
Hi, Eric, Northampton. My concern is Roxville Road and Buck Road. It's interesting we're talking about intersections. I witnessed several accidents over there. One time I had to turn around coming home from my brother's, and that really needs some attention. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thanks for bringing that to our attention, Eric.
And it's been that way, and I think the police are probably getting tired of reading police reports over there, too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll take a look at that for sure. Joe Lombardo? Hi, Joe. Just state your name for the record.
Joe Lombardo. I live in Holland, in case you don't know. I am a basketball official, as some of you I know, and I work with and for the Council Rock Basketball Association. We opened our season at the new courts that Dr. Rose mentioned, and much to my dismay, we had to give up 2 of our basketball courts for the pickleball. But it's very successful. The activity has been really good from basketball to pickleball. The courts are very, very nice. And I want to thank everybody for that decision. The courts are great. They're great for the kids, they're safer for the kids, and they're better on old people like me's legs. Outdoor basketball is tough on the legs, I can tell you that. But the old courts, before you did the revisions, or whoever did the revisions, the old court had a fence at the far end, away from the parking lot, going towards the road. There was a fence there, and that fence, was very, very nice because it stopped the ball from rolling way out into the field and having people go chase it. So I was just wondering, since that fence was there before the new courts were established, if that fence could be put back up by any chance, or if there's any plans to put that fence back up, at least for the basketball part. I know it maybe doesn't make sense to continue that fence like it used to when we had 4 basketball courts, which were turned into 6 pickleball courts that, once again, they're very active. The pickleball courts were very active. I must agree to that. But the basketball courts are very active, too. I know the kids and all of the residents and the families really appreciate it. It's made the start of our season, our summer season, very good, and everything's, if it wasn't for the rain, we'd be doing very well. But now we have a lot of makeup games because of all that rain everybody mentioned. So I thank you. If there's anything I can do to help with that fence, if I can talk to anybody or help other than put it in, I'm not a fence person. So other than putting it in, just hope that, and maybe you don't have it, I don't know. Maybe if you do have it, it'd be nice to put it back up and save it, okay? So thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe. Ed Mayer? Hi, Ed, your name again for the record.
Good evening, Ed Mayer.
Thank you.
Churchville. It's a little bit, I know it's a couple days early, but tonight's meeting, listening to the reports, it's a little bit like Christmas in July with all the activities that have been taking place and the accomplishments. I had a couple of just thoughts. The Iron Creek Sidewalk project that Supervisor Moore mentioned, I believe that was significant funding from the government and not from the taxpayers.
Correct, 80%.
And I think, you may have mentioned it in your report, but I believe that the upgrades to the ceremony gardens at the Northampton Valley Country Club, I think came at no cost to the taxpayer, which is just outstanding. It's turned into a fantastic venue, and it came at no cost to the taxpayers. It's kind of like, it's like that caveat that Township Manager Pellegrino mentioned that, hey, this wasn't our doing. This is between PennDOT and PICO. I love that. I love that little caveat. We should always be saying it didn't cost taxpayer money, or it cost just a tiny bit of taxpayer money whenever that happens. Now, as far as the Iron Creek sidewalk project, I was over there walking on both sides, as Supervisor Moore mentioned. It is amazingly more dangerous than I thought, because I don't usually traverse there by foot, but it is pretty dangerous. It might be a good idea to consider some signage once that project completes in December, and let's have some welcome to Richboro signs put up at that intersection. I think that actually marks the beginning of Richboro. So that might be a good idea to go along with the completion of that project. I think that's all I had. Yes, that's all I had. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ed. With no other public comment on the sign-up sheet, the meeting is adjourned. Have a good evening, everyone.